Wake up.
Woke up this morning, didn't like what I see.
Wake up.
Woke up this morning, didn't like what I see. All the people of the world killing themselves slowly. Self-mutilation in most situations, from scorching hot showers through piercing the flesh, simply believing that we have the power. Perceiving themselves to be the truest they can be, with no recollection or premeditation of their self-destruction and a faulty construction of a fake reality. The poem seas dropped to their knees. Love letters turned into tarnished walls. Hurt took place in the eyes of men, disconnected, translated into hatred. Our thoughts molested by the incarnation of the desecrated. Hidden messages in the English language. Believed, lied, ate all the beautiful things we are. Here we stand in disarray, indulging in materialism every day. Repetitive notions prostitute the mouth of men. Spoken emotions are claimed to be the jail of humans, as if feeling was a crime. Time and time again, people hide from themselves, only running and creating hell. Please digest.
Hi, Self-Awareness, Whose Truth. I am your host, Rose, and this is part 2 with my special guest, Yasnary. And she's going to continue with part 2 about her transition in the last maybe 13 months, 12 months, the transition from developing into the spiritual aspect of you, learning self, understanding a lot of the pain, the dysfunctionality, and how you have understood so much more about yourself than you did before we started interacting.
So about a year ago, I went through this traumatic event where I became homeless. And not until that time did I learn how to have faith. I had no understanding about what faith might have been. And my friend used to tell me, like, oh, you need to have faith. I'm like, well, how do you have faith? What is it? And not until I ended up in that situation, which I'm so thankful for, I learned to have faith. And, you know, things started coming. And thanks to you, you know, you're telling me stay grounded, you know, do meditation, do this, and, you know,
and
think higher.
Books.
Right, and think, you know, think in a higher no, and you will attract these things. And at first I didn't quite understand it until I put it to work.
Thank you.
You know, and there were just little things that I could do, whether it was with nature. I would attract, you know, certain creatures of nature. They'll be, no, seriously, they'll behave a certain way with me, and I wasn't afraid of them, and they were not afraid of me. And I would talk to them, and I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to hurt you, and I just want to become one with you. And, you know, they allowed me to become closer with them. Just little things started happening. The people that I will attract that will come close to me. This time, there was this one time where I was going to get on the train, and I didn't have any money. Again, I was homeless. And this lady walks up to me, and she's like, do you need a Metro card? I was like, sure. And she says to me, oh, here is a monthly. I'm like, are you serious? And it was to me like, I didn't have money to do this for God knows how long. And here this lady came about and gave me a Metro card, and she worked for the MTA. And yeah, and I didn't tell her what was going on in my life. She just walked up to me and gave it to me. You know, little things like that. Also, I realized my effect on other people's lives, how much they've changed because of me, and how I expose myself to them in such a way where I explain to them, like, listen, I'm also human, you know, and we're going through this together. And the whole ascension thing, boy, let me tell you, I'm confused some days. I don't know what to do with myself on other days. I wake up sad. Sometimes I have bursts of joy that come from God knows where. But I embrace it, and I'm still understanding it and trying to ground myself because it's a headache. But, you know, and also I have a deeper connection with my daughter now. And in a spiritual sense, I communicate with her. She understands me. I have full conversations, although she's only 2 years old.
But don't forget, she's a crystal soul.
She's a crystal soul,
so
right?
She's very advanced.
Right. There's many young people out there that are not aware of their gift. And my purpose is to make it known. Listen, this is what you are, especially you are indigo children. You're born around a certain period of time. This is what you are. Now, how can we embrace that? What is your talent? Are you a dancer, a painter, a singer? Embrace it and let's bring it out. Let's spread the message, because that's what we're here to do. And, you know, parents learn best from us. You know, we are the greatest teachers, not only because we're coming to understand and we're still going through the trials and tribulations, but we are the parents' greatest teacher. You know, now we have to be open to our parents and understand why they say the things they say, because it doesn't make sense now, but it's funny that when you get older or you go through something traumatic, it starts making sense. And you wish you would have just listened. That's true.
Well, this is why we have these experiences that I call challenges. They are your best lesson. That's why I always ask you, what can you learn from the situation or whatever? And once you start thinking, first you say, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know.
And then I always tell you, but you do know.
And once you say that, I start coming out and I start telling you, well, this and this and that, and it starts making sense. Yeah, you help me see a lot. Like, I've waken up in so many areas of my life because of the knowledge you brought to my life.
Well, the knowledge, the wisdom is already there. I just help you uncover it.
Help me remember. Lift the veil upon my eyes.
Oh, yeah. Because just like even when I do the workshops, the lectures with people, I always tell them, I'm not teaching you anything you don't already know. I'm just waking you up, reminding you, or, like you say, lifting the veil. And a lot of the veils are being lifted, because that's why a lot of the starseed, the crystals, the metal, the rainbow, a lot of these advanced souls are incarnating at this particular time because of the earth.
Right. The purging.
Purging. Mother Earth is transcending. She is ascending.
We're bound to wake up regardless. The question is, how do you want to receive your wake-up call?
Well, the thing about it, everybody's not going to wake up in this lifetime.
No, right.
But they'll be taken out. But like Dr. Blair talks about on the fifth dimension, because he talks about the ascension on here, that they'll be taken out, but they will reincarnate to go through this again, because eventually we're all going to get to the same place. But everybody's not going to get there at the same time, because a lot of people are stuck and ignorant. And people are afraid to change. People are afraid to do different things, to think different, and to just listen and do the research. Just because you was taught something 20 years ago don't mean it was true.
Right.
And that's where the research comes in. But a lot of people, they stuck.
My message to young people would be that, you know, always just be open to learn. Because once you're open to learn, you'll be surprised what you can grasp and how it applies to your life. Once you want it, you're going to get it.
Thank you.
It's how you want it. If you pray for it, then that's, you know, by all means necessary. Also, how you pray, what you say, your affirmations, you have to affirm it, you have to call it in the now, because it's already out there. The question is, are you bringing it closer? That's like saying, oh, I think I misplaced my wallet. You know your wallet exists, you just don't know where it is. But it's going to come to you because you're looking for it.
Thank you. I like that.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I just need everybody to wake up, want to know, analyze. Please open your eyes. And I'm going to reiterate that over and over again. Open your eyes, because it's about that time. The less we you know, the more we sleep, the more we die.
Thank you.
It's the truth.
It is. Well, in the beginning of this taping, he put the insert of your other poem. Would you like to elaborate on that one?
Well, that poem, funny, because when I write, I don't think about what I want to write.
Okay.
It works through me.
Okay.
And there's times where I read my poems, I'm like, I didn't write this. And then I start laughing loudly, and I'm like, God, really? Really, God? This is how you're going to introduce it to me? And you know, a lot of my poems are about the revolution. We need to. It's all about the revolution, about changing this global institution. Like we have to change it. We have to turn it around. It's about that time. So it takes people like me, people like you. The young people need to come out. They need to want to know this. Again, you need to want it in order to obtain it. So, and it's out there, you know. And these people, they want to know. But the question is where they're going to get the knowledge from and how are they going to receive it?
But don't forget, all the media is by design to keep people on a low vibration, to keep people in ignorant. They don't want them to wake up. And this is, see, people think they are free because they can go and shop and go and get in debt. But they are still slaves, whether they are what they call poor or rich. You're still slave to the system. So you know better off than the people who not in debt.
And it's funny because they set it up to such a degree where, for example, I believe I was having the conversation with you where if you go to, you know, a unisex store, you realize that the men's clothing is right in the front because they know that men don't shop often and they don't like to look for anything. And at the end of the day, men know what they're going in there for. So they even use psychology in stores, in 7-Elevens. I was watching a documentary and they were expressing how, you know, what they do is that they put the drinks in the back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because that will enable you to have to scroll the whole store. But while you're doing that, they feed your eyes with a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, it's the condition and the program because they program people that they need these things or they want these things. So the book, The Art of Seduction.
Right, that book was amazing.
And that book covered every aspect of this society, how people are conditioned and programmed. People buy things because they've been conditioned and programmed and they convince themselves, oh, I want this, I like this. But and most of the time they don't even need it. And most of the time, they can't even afford it.
And
so now they're stressed out, got to work 2 and 3 jobs. Most people I know that have home wind up with all kind of diseases. So now they got the home, and now they can't even enjoy being in it because of the sickness, the stress.
I feel like the earth gave you all the tools to survival. Yeah. Learn how to use them.
Yeah.
I was listening to this song by Damian Marley and Nas, which you heard, and he says, "Can you build a home? Can you do primitive things still and yet, although you have all these nice things? Can you build a home?" Can you do that? Something so simple, because at the end of the day, the mathematics of building a home are fairly simple. But can you do that? Do you have the courage to do that? Can you get down to the roots of things? Can you put them together? No, we just want everything. We live in the microwave society where you just want everything there.
Yeah, convenience.
And then you hand people certain jobs that they shouldn't even have. Why should I pay you to do something that I can do myself? Why? Waste of money, you know, trying to keep up a lifestyle yet again. Why? Or for what? What is your purpose?
Well, the only reason people are trying to keep up with any particular lifestyle is because the system has programmed them. You're not good enough. So people want to fit in with status quo. That's how I come, even when Dr. Blair, you know, when he stayed with me for the 3 days, a little over a year ago, and we was, you know, conversing back and forth on the telephone, and he started calling me Dr. Rose. And I said, I don't have no doctorate degree. He
Might
said,
as well.
But this is what I know. A lot of people say that, but I just like Rose. That's what people say. How do you want us to introduce you? Any letters before your name? And I said, no, you know my name. It's Rose. And I'm comfortable with that. You know, and this is the thing. You got to be comfortable with self. You got to love self just as you are.
Right.
You know.
You have to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
And that's, I feel free.
Like if you want to go somewhere and you feel like wearing something in that particular day, wear it.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like wearing it, then don't wear it.